Hey, welcome to Guitar Vacation. I'm going to be talking about headless guitars today. And no, I'm not talking about your Gibson that fell off the stand. We don't want to think about that. This was actually inspired by a video by Dr. Andre Fludd. Andre, common spelling, his last name is spelled F-L-U-D-D, and he's got a YouTube channel. Probably if you're into the same kind of stuff I am, you're already watching his channel. But if you're not, I definitely recommend it. He's got a doctorate, I think, in music. So if you want to listen to a smart guy talk about music, go watch his channel. If you want to listen to a guy that learned about music on the interwebs, this is the place for you. Not a smart guy. Anyway, he made a video recently about trying to make sure I'm showing the headless guitar. That's the whole point of the thing. But he was talking about headless guitars and how he could really see those become much more prominent for several different reasons. And it really kind of ignited my thoughts on why I've had some headless guitar. I have two, and I've had this one. This is a Alan Holdsworth made by Kiesel when they were still carving. That tells you how long I've been into the headless thing. And obviously my love for Alan Holdsworth is what got me on the path to playing headless guitars. But you also know I play Strats, Les Pauls, 335-ish guitars. So I'm definitely not strictly a headless player. When I first got this guitar, I did play just this guitar for several years. And a lot of what we're going to refer to as far as advantage of the headless design is why I chose to play it. And it's just a really buttery playing guitar. I mean, it's the Alan Holdsworth guitar, so if you can't play legato on this, you can't play it. Don't say anything about mine. But just getting outside of the whole Holdsworth thing, the first thing you'll notice, well, first, headless guitars aren't for everybody. There are a lot of people that have a visceral yuck reaction to them, and they are off the beaten path from what you grew up playing, likely. And some people can't get past that and don't necessarily need to get past that. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, that looks like some kind of a yard ornament or something, and I don't want anything to do with it. But if you're interested in trying it, the first obvious reason is the ergonomics and how comfortable they are. It's amazing just how taking a headstock off makes a guitar so much more mobile. And if you're traveling and stuff like that, I finally got my other headless. I was at war with the tremolo system for a little while and finally got it really performing well. So that's definitely going to be my travel guitar from now on. But they're light, super light. This is chambered, so it's a semi-hollow guitar as well. And Kiesel has that as an option, I think, on most of their headless models. So how cool is that to have a tiny guitar and have the tone associated with a semi-hollow? I mean, it's just really a kind of a cool deal. So that's obviously a benefit. I've never had trouble toting around a Strat, and I recently took a trip for work, and I took my Yamaha 335 copy, and it was just a guitar case. I wasn't flying though. If I was flying, I'd definitely have to go the headless route, I think, because I would want to keep it with me and throw it in the overhead or whatever. But there is I only own two. I've played more. They are tonally different. Not better, not worse. You can still more than likely get the tone you want out of a headless, depending on the model. But you may have to adjust some stuff. And this guitar is actually really bright. I have the tone knob rolled way down. And you got to be prepared to take things. It's like any other guitar, though, really. If you get a new guitar, chances are you may have to adjust some settings on some stuff. But I would describe my experience tonally these instruments I have, they have a very strident, direct tone, and not strident in a bad way. But they're definitely kind of in your face tonally, and I don't know what to compare it to. But it's different. Why that is, as far as design, we can all get into minutia about guitars, especially gear nerds like me. But in the end, I'm kind of the school of thought that everything has some effect. To what degree that effect is, and to what degree it means something to you as a player, is going to be different for everybody. I think most changes as far as design or switching out hardware, or I'll throw different pickups in a guitar in a hurry. So, but they're kind of overstated a lot of the times, because playing a different cabinet with a different speaker has far greater effect on the tone than changing out your bridge. But this is a different design, so there's got to be some different things going on. Maybe Dr. Fludd can tell you about that. Maybe he knows about physics or something. All I know is guitar, small, light, good, sound good. So tonally, yeah, you're gonna have to just be ready for a different experience than what you're used to if you jump into the headless waters, so to speak. And lastly, and I think this is really the most interesting thing about headless guitars to me, and the way Dr. Fludd described it was much more fact-based and pragmatic than what I'm going to say, because he actually talked about the how even though you're playing a fretboard that's the same scale as you're used to playing, for some strange reason your movement from point A to point B seems like less distance in our head. And he even went as far as to say that you may actually move your body as a whole less. And is that because in your subconscious you've clicked that you're playing something tiny? I don't know, but there's truth to that. Now, the way I have experienced that, I didn't think about body movement and all of that. I feel like when I pick up this guitar, I approach the instrument differently. I almost approach it like it's not a guitar, which I don't know how to play anything other than guitar. But, if you pick up a Strat, you just might play some Hendrix. and you might be inspired to do that. And if you play a Gibson with a Marshall, well, you might play some Cream, and that kind of naturally comes out. And we have those kind of long, uh, ingrained connections to certain instruments and what kind of music you make with them. And because a headless instrument is going to be foreign to most guitar players, unless they've already delved into the headless realm, you don't have that ingrained experience with your heroes and all you've listened to. So it almost opens up your mind and playing a little bit to play with a little bit different of an approach. And for guitar players that are, historically so pattern based and lick based, anything that can break you out of that, especially if it is, and this is just my bro science theory, that it comes from a deep seated subconscious thing that when you connect to that guitar that's headless, you are approaching it maybe through some new pathways. Maybe there's some synapses firing in your brain that don't fire when you play a Les Paul or a Strat, because of just the initial change. You could even, off-putting has too negative of a connotation, but it's definitely a change. And I really think it can encourage creativity and break you out of ruts that you may have, been stuck in for a long time. And can I pick up my Strat and play the exact same things? Of course. But when I play my Strat, do I play it differently than I play my Les Paul? Of course. So enter headless instrument, and the same thing applies. So that's my theory, is that you don't have any subconscious expectation of what is played on such a weird instrument, and thus it allows you to approach the instrument differently. And for somebody like me that, if I'm trying to learn new stuff, I'm usually listening to horn players, and to do that with an instrument that has me more open to new things inherently, just by being what it is, it can be a powerful thing. Any edge we can get as guitar players, we should pursue, and we're kind of already the dummies of the music world because of how we all learned and the pattern-based nature you can fall into, and and the fact that you can be a great guitar player and not know any music theory and not, all that stuff. So yeah, that's really my take. It is interesting when I hold a headless instrument that it changes my approach. And I don't know that everybody would have the same experience, but I would expect that it'll at the very least be different if you haven't tried it. And different is going to naturally lead to maybe some new doors opening. Uh, and Dr. Fludd, he talks a lot more about the benefits of how a headless guitar can basically be played in the same position, whether you're standing up, sitting down, on the couch watching TV, and all the benefits from that, and how if your number one is always in the same position, then you're gonna get some level up from that, because we've all had the thing happen probably early on as guitar players where you practice sitting down all the time and you stood up. It's like, oh crap, I can't play as well because the guitar sits differently and all that. And a headless, if you put a good strap on it and have it in the right place, it's pretty much going to be in the same spot, no matter standing up, sitting down, laying on the floor, hanging upside down in the swing set. All the ways we practice. Well, I'm gonna definitely link to Dr. Fludd's channel. He's got a whole bunch of subscribers and stuff, so I'm not doing him any favors. With my little thing, but I do want anybody that is interested in this topic and watches this to see somebody with a much more informed take that you can also benefit from. But that is this edition of Guitar Vacation, the Headless Guitar Vacation. Should I play a blues lick just to show that you still are a guitar player? Or I'm still a guitar player and I still suck? Nah, not going to do it. Anyway, happy guitar vacation to everybody. And until the next time, you enjoy your guitar vacation. Later.